Greetings. Today is the full moon in Leo. Will it bring breakdown or breakthrough? I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, February 12th. The exact full moon is 5:53 a.m. Pacific time, and that full moon is at 24 degrees Aquarius Leo, the moon being in Leo, of course. So the sun at 24 degrees Aquarius, joining Mercury at 26 degrees Aquarius and squaring Uranus at 23 degrees Taurus. So some pressure with this full moon, some intensification of that pressure that is going to push something. And where that pressure will be relieved, we don't know. So, just a reminder, as I was saying yesterday, that the future is not yet here. The future is what we are actively creating in this moment. So, don't just let things break down. Don't just sit around wringing your hands saying, oh my goodness, things are breaking down and there's nothing I can do. This is the time to actively get engaged and say, here's what I want. Because this energy of change is just as much the energy of creativity and strength and building a force for the future as it is about letting go of things from the past, things we like from the past, things we don't like from the past, all of it. That is the nature of change. And Uranus is the planet of lightning bolts and earthquakes. So it does indeed bring change. It brings unexpected developments. So we expect the unexpected when Uranus is involved. We have a full moon in Leo urging us to speak up, share our voice, share our light, our heart's truth, say what we want, say what matters to us, what we care about, what's important to us. That Leo energy says, don't hold it in. Don't, don't keep it to yourself. This is about being seen and heard. It's about saying what you need to say. Also, within this energy of change, we have this we're making a choice, right? We are making a choice through our actions, through how we respond. And again, I've said this over and over, but this is not the time to go hide under the blanket and wait until things are all okay. It is the time to say, hello, this is what I want. This is what I care about. This is what matters to me. And find your community, the Aquarian energy of building community, coming together and finding the power and the force that we have when we work together, when we are moving together in one direction toward the future we want to create or what we want to have on the other side of the change. So this is a potent full moon. It brings in the energy of Aquarius, of Mercury in Aquarius, also asking us to think outside the box. Literally, get outside of your old thinking, because this is about new thinking, new possibilities, creative solutions. So, again, whatever you might be choosing based on what you know from the past, this is a different moment in many ways. And you can read the news, you can talk to your people and figure out what that is for you. But I'm saying in the astrological energy, there is a need to recognize what we want will not be created from what we know. What we want will be created from our willingness to embrace possibility without knowing how to get there. And so we have to trust ourselves. We have to trust our vision of what we want, even if that's just to not die. And whatever that looks like, right? I mean that symbolically, right? I mean, whatever, in whatever way we want to continue or we want to have things be okay. Again, just recognizing that being okay doesn't mean going back to the way things were. It doesn't mean embracing traditional values. That is not what the astrology says. The astrology says this is about looking forward to the future, looking at what are the forces to be, what are the forces of destruction, what are the forces of chaos, what's behind them, and how do we need to address that by opening our eyes, seeing those possibilities that might exist where they haven't or didn't exist before. So coming together just to bring this down to earth, because these are kind of lofty ideas I'm talking about, but what does that look like in your daily life? It looks like find your people. Talk to a friend, talk to people who can help you get clear. Think about what matters to you. Ask others, what are you doing? How are you getting involved? What are you finding? Because it's the way that we form and foster these connections that's going to help us clarify who we are, what we value together in community, what we're willing to come together on the same page to work toward, even though we may not agree about every detail or what's the best strategy or what's the best way to get there. We can agree that we have this shared value or vision in common, this shared idea of what is important. So find those people who share that with you. Find those people who help you feel good about yourself. Find those people who you can work together with in whatever way that looks like. Maybe you find your little way to do some activism, right? Postcards, make phone calls, whatever that is. Or maybe it's just giving some attention and energy to cultivating relationships with your neighbors, with your community, going to meetings or clubs of whatever shared interests you have with someone else, because it is the little ways that you communicate with others that is going to foster and strengthen those connections, those pathways of communication that will help you clarify what you think and what to do about it. And so that's the down to earth version, right? Find your next step. Ask yourself, what do I care about? And how can I find someone else who cares about that too? And what can we do together? Either starting with just a conversation over coffee or getting involved in a group that already is organized and has action steps to take, or whatever that looks like for you. Always self-care first, right? So if you're feeling overwhelmed by everything, which I think all of us are at different moments, really, really important to get your own needs met so you can keep going, because the future keeps coming. The time keeps going on. So get your rest, get some good food, take time off when you need to, go be in your garden, go be outside, do what you need to do, because that's going to help you be more energized for whatever you need to be energized for, whatever that may be, or whatever you are feeling the call to participate in, because we are all, I think, called in some way to make decisions about where we stand on things, what we care about, and what matters to us. And so that as a starting place is really important, no matter what your beliefs are or your perspectives on what's happening in the world. Getting clear about what's important to you and finding those connections with others can help you to bolster yourself to do what you need to do to be an active creator of the future. So this full moon energy today, again, bringing some pressure, asking you to respond. What does that response look like for you? Especially with Leo, where do you need to speak up? Shine your light, share your voice, take action, be seen, make some noise. So thinking about that, thank you so much for being here. I have a guided meditation for this Leo full moon to help you work with these energies. Very supportive. It's only $15. So great way to deepen into this work, connect with yourself. And sometimes that internal communication is really where we need to, what we need to feed first before we are ready to communicate externally with others in our relationships and communities. So that guided meditation can really help you make the most of this full moon and work with it to support your own process. And you can find that. It's called New Ideas. No, that was the Aquarius one. It's called Self-Expression as a Vehicle for Transformation. So that's just what we're talking about, right? With the Leo full moon. $15 for the meditation. You get it. It's yours to download and keep and listen to as many times as you want. So check that out in the description for this video and on my website, astrologyheals.com, where you can find me and learn more about me, Marina Orms. And thanks for subscribing to this YouTube channel. I so appreciate you and wish you much shining of your true self. Bye for now.